They say that we human beings are the only beings that stumble twice on the same stone. But human beings are also capable of changing and evolving over time. Our power lies in the fact that we're able to reason. So why not try again? When something fails over and over again in different contexts, it's likely that something is the problem. Kyrie Irving's career has evolved in a direction that many people didn't expect over the past decade. And if time's been any indication, it's that the cause of the problems of the franchises he passes through seems the same. Logically, this has created some opinion about Kyrie around the league. Not only the fans, but the GMs and presidents of basketball operations themselves have been influenced by the media circus surrounding the guard. Well, all of them, except one. You know someone's different when they get selected to the All-Star game at 20 years old. That was Kyrie Irving's situation in 2013. At the time, the guard looked like he had the talent to become a generational player. Granted, Kyrie may not have reached that threshold, but he hasn't been that far away. His run with LeBron James from 2015 and into 2017 was simply incredible. The bigger the stage got, the more the guard grew. And those 2016 finals are etched into every fan's memory.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown!
But it was ultimately when Kevin Durant decided to head to the Warriors that it spelt the end of Irving's day as a Cavalier. It seemed like with the loss to the stacked Warriors, Kyrie had a change of heart. He needed to be the superstar. Everyone was caught by surprise when Kyrie Irving asked for the trade. His interview with Stephen A. Smith made it clear to us that this was a unilateral decision that he did not consult with James and that marred the relationship for both of them for a while. The Cavs had been confident that Irving was going to be the cornerstone that was going to accompany LeBron during the next stage of his career. However, Kyrie was eventually traded to the Boston Celtics in exchange for Isaiah Thomas, who was in contention for regular season MVP the year before. We all remember what happened then, don't we? In the first game at the Garden, Kyrie promised Celtics fans that he would re-sign with the team for the next offseason.
I plan on re-signing here next year.
Boom! And we all know that the promise was not only not fulfilled, but Kyrie was unable to lead a young Celtics team to postseason success. In his final season, Irving played the worst playoffs of his career, and he said on occasion that these occurred because of the knee problems that he was suffering from during the second half of the season. Beyond that, Kyrie had failed in his first project as the team leader. Well, not counting the pre-LeBron days in Cleveland when he still had a lot to learn. He didn't fail because he had a bad season, but because he left in the summer with a broken relationship. Someone bet on him, and he was unable to deliver. His decision was to head to Brooklyn to reunite with two old friends. Kyrie joined Kevin Durant on the Nets, who soon after acquired James Harden. That big three would scare anyone. I mean, none of the three had shown any signs of regression at that point, but the dream of creating a dynasty would be completely dashed. In further proof that the super team formula was showing disastrous results. The main reason was that the trio was only able to play a total of the 16 games together during their entire stint in Brooklyn. One of the biggest culprits was undoubtedly Kyrie Irving. First, for COVID, when the guard refused to take the mandatory shot that would allow him to play. A fact that in itself was very controversial because of the decision of Mayor Eric Adams to ban unvaccinated athletes from playing. Irving was away from the courts for a while, but when he returned, he was back in the eye of the hurricane. Kyrie's a person with a great inner world, and even if some people don't like him, he's always willing to let his opinion be known. However, these opinions can often be controversial.
I take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there.
In 2022, Kyrie tweeted a link to an Amazon movie that had clear anti-Semitic features. On a hot topic like this in today's society, Adam Silver, who's Jewish himself, decided to take action and suspended the guard indefinitely. Not only that, but Nike decided to terminate his contract because of the huge controversy surrounding him. Keep in mind this, Kyrie was one of the most influential athletes in the sneaker world at the time. This was a crazy decision to make. What bothered fans the most, though, is that Irving missed a lot of games for two clearly non-basketball reasons, which would probably not come up if it had been a different player. During that regular season, Kyrie only played 29 games. The media began to echo the guard's attitude, which they described as defiant. They began to say that a locker room of a winning team could not afford a personality like this. They began to say that he was more focused on other things than basketball itself. And the truth is that this narrative, it popped up everywhere.
I feel that Kyrie Irving ruined the franchise.
When Kyrie asked Sean Marks for the trade, everyone was like, there he goes doing it again. Everyone was wondering which one would be the next victim. Which team would trade for a player who undoubtedly had the talent to be able to turn an entire franchise around, but hadn't made a deep playoff run since 2017? But Dallas took the risk. And the worst part is that everything seemed to indicate early that it was going to be only that, a risk. The Mavericks had an extremely disappointing season in 2023, the season when Irving was traded there. The team didn't even qualify for the play-in, and the experiment of Luka and Kyrie playing together didn't end up turning into wins. I also have to add that their supporting cast, well, wasn't the best. Mark Cuban said yes to a trade that seemed to have doomed the Mavs, but nothing could have been further from the truth. Despite rumors of his desire to go to the LA Lakers to join LeBron, Kyrie decided to re-sign with Dallas, and with the chance to prepare for the season together with Jason Kidd's team, the results have been completely unbelievable. In a very tough Western Conference, the Mavs posted a record of 50 wins and 32 losses, in what was the first 50-win season since 2015, and it proved to be Luka Doncic's best regular season so far. There's one fact that's completely true. Luka's never had a teammate like Irving. He's never had a second offensive option capable of creating consistent plays for himself and his teammates. Again, next to a point forward, Kyrie's been able to multiply his performance. Statistically, Irving's season has also been one of the best of his career, with averages of 25.6 points, 5 rebounds, and 5.2 assists per game on 50% shooting from the field, 41% from three-point range, and 90% from the free throw line. The guard's proven to be one of the most efficient players in the league. But we all knew that. We all knew that focused Kyrie was an absolute beast offensively. Even more if you combine that with Ramadan Kyrie. Additionally, his performance on defense has improved tremendously. Obviously, we're not talking Drew Holiday defense, but this was the first season since 2020 that Irving's been an above-average NBA defender in defensive box plus-minus. The 2 defensive win shares he's accumulated this season are one of the best marks of his career. Coincidentally, this incredible performance has translated well into the playoffs. What a surprise, right? Looks like this season the Mavs are ready for anything. After eliminating a Clippers team of 4 future Hall of Famers in the first round in 6 games, Dallas has shown that they have the firepower to take on the young Oklahoma City Thunder as well. Or in other words, the team with the best record in the Western Conference. Surely the Nuggets are still clear favorites in a potential matchup, or even the Minnesota Timberwolves. But we've never seen such a reliable version of Dallas. Probably not even the one on the bubble is better. It's just interesting. Confidence is one of the easiest things to lose and hardest to gain. Kyrie's been on everyone's lips for a number of reasons that have built a narrative against him. As always, some are true and some are rumors, but the truth is that despite having his reasons, his decisions have always seemed avoidable when we're talking about a player who wants to win above all else. But when you build that confidence back again, everything's easier. Irving's understood the huge bet that Mark Cuban and Nico Harrison made for him in 2023, and has tried to offer his best version to date. He's understood that even though they don't have the best supporting cast, and even though they probably don't even have the best coach, I mean, there are better options than Jason Kidd, right? But what I was getting at, he's understood that his role is vital to his team's aspirations. And together with Luka, a generational talent, he's shown that he's not afraid of anyone. And on some nights with his confidence back, Kyrie's still one of the deadliest assassins in the entire NBA.